Stop thinking that God is working against you. Sometimes we so close to the picture. Look, I always say that. So let me just give you an example to back it up, to explain what I mean. So in 2019, I went and got a Sentra. It was like my last semester of school. I was a senior. I needed to commute 30 miles back and forth. So Uber was not an option. That was super costly. And it's like I might as well just take on a new car note. My car had broke down, and my car was about to break down, and if I would have kept it, I would have been like way upside down. So I went to Nissan, and I ended up getting a Nissan, and the interest rate was wild. My insurance was wild, but it's like I had the money to do it, and I needed to get back and forth to school so that I could graduate. So I worked on my credit a lot during the pandemic, and when I found out I was pregnant, I was like, you know what, regardless of whatever moves you have to make, you're going to be fine. Right before my baby was born, I wanted to move. My lease was up in October. She was born in November. I wanted to move, and my credit was good and everything. Literally, I had somebody con me out of $900. Then I had somebody con me out of $600. And out of the blue, my pretty credit score dropped. Like from something that hit from 2014. And I was stuck because I'm like, God, I did my work. I've been healing. People been attacking me. And my credit score, like the only thing that I can control, which is my finances, my credit, like me. You gonna do this to me? So I did. I got sad, and it was like, dang, I gotta stay at this apartment. I gotta look and visualize and, So it really made me sad. Like, it really made me sad that it felt like everything was, like, dwindling down, right? Like, I had enough to take care of things, and I had money and that type of stuff, but I wasn't comfortable enough to where I felt like, okay, I can get movers during my pregnancy, and, I want to even risk running my credit to look for apartments because I didn't want it to continue to drop. And it's like, all of this stuff is man-made, and credit scores and things of that nature, the things that we panic about and we want to look so good, none of that stuff defines us. That is all stuff that America and humans have created to make you feel as if you're stable, and of course, like, if you want to get more deep, so lenders trust you and they evaluate your risk and things like that. But whatever is for you is for you. Like, I literally went and looked at my credit score because I ain't even been looking at it. I haven't even been caring. After that happened, I became so detached from the idea of, like, credit and everything, because it's like, okay, God got me. I'm still able to go do the things that I need to do. I wasn't able to move when I wanted to, but there were lessons behind that. Like, this apartment, I didn't want to be here because I didn't even choose this apartment. Like, I was here looking at things that I had with somebody else, and it was just, like, depressing for me. But that is a lesson that I need to go through so that I would never make decisions like that again. I needed to stay here and feel, learn to love the space that I was in, regardless of if I could leave or not. I want to move before my labor and bringing my baby home because I don't want to be here. But I needed to learn that I was blessed regardless, and I'm complaining about old energy, and I needed to learn how to cleanse that and how to grow through that, right? Plus, the main thing was, so I went to go look at my credit the other day, and I was surprised because I hadn't paid no attention to it. I just hadn't been doing, applying for anything or anything like that. And my credit is exactly where it's supposed to be. However, that was God telling me through my credit score, you don't need to move right now. Who knows? I could have moved, and then things could have happened, and then I could have been stuck. And I even said this during that time, but that was God restricting me from moving. He knew that if I see my credit like that, I was not going to take certain risks that I usually would have taken. Sometimes you're denied. Sometimes you're set back. Sometimes things happen. Failure happens. Failure is inevitable. Things decrease. Scores decrease. But your faith needs to be within God through all of that, because everything that I needed was provided for me. I did not die living in this apartment. I learned how to appreciate it and take care of it. The little things that I didn't like. I hate my bathtubs. I learned to appreciate things that I had. I learned to not be impulsive and to sit down regardless of what I wanted to do, because I wanted a new apartment. I wanted new scenery. I wanted fresh energy. But there was something and lessons that I needed to learn within this. So my credit score literally, right before I started making decisions on moving, it significantly decreased. And then now I'm just randomly looking at it, and that does not mean, oh, go buy stuff and do things. No, but it really highlighted that, dang, just a few months ago, I let this credit score make me feel like I was broke. And no, and now because my credit score increased, now I'm no, well, not rich, but now I have opportunity. And no, I've always had opportunity. The credit score is a man-made score, and if you allow these man-made things and these things outside of us and God to define you, like you will be mentally fucked every time. So that's the message. Whatever is for you is for you. Sometimes God will slow you down based off of these man-made things so that you can learn certain lessons and sit in certain things. Who knows? My credit score could drop again in the future. You know, it might. That's life. But these human-made, man-made value systems do not define you. Do not let them define you, but listen to God and see what God is trying to show you through certain things. A lot of times we're like, oh my gosh, my credit is horrible right now. I'm going to go hire somebody and spend all this money to increase. What is for you is for you. There's no score or anything to define that. Have faith in God and what he's trying to do and listen to him. If you know certain things and he's speaking through to you through certain things, if everything is failing right before it's time for you to make a leap, maybe that is not the devil trying to block you. Maybe that is God trying to tell you this is not your season for this. You know? Yeah. And then I'm saying this because it could sound contradictory. So when it came to my when I was getting my Nissan in 2019, when it was time to graduate, literally everything was failing in the dealership. Like, they approved me for my car loan. Everything was fine with that. Even though my interest rate was a little bit higher, my notes were still like decent. But I was like, the insurance would be the easiest part. And when it was time to do insurance, I had so many tickets that were really about to fall off in the next month, because in Texas, like your when you accrue points on your driving record, is the same as like your credit score. So it takes a few years to fall off. So literally all of that stuff was going to fall off the next month, but I needed the car then. And so when it was time to find insurance for my car before I left, literally Progressive, who I was with, was like, well, we're going to need $1,000 down, and it's going to be like, your note is going to be $700 a month just for liability. And I was like, look, y'all, can I unsign the contract? Like, at this point, I'm going to just have to like drop out of school. And as soon as I released control, my the dealer person, the salesperson, was like, no, I have somebody for State Farm. I promise you. Like, I hear all of this all the time about people that have a lot of things on their driving record. And she was like, I want you to talk to the State Farm rep, and I promise, because everybody was quoting me like thousands of dollars down and like high monthly, monthly installments. And she had me talk to someone, and I left out of there paying like $150 a month for my insurance. So from $700 just for liability. And they won't let you leave the lot with liability with a brand new car. So I'm telling you, that's what I heard. Like, I don't even remember the quote for full coverage, but she literally hooked me up. So it was meant for me. Oh, Regan's in her feelings. It was meant for me, and God made a way. Like, whatever is meant for you, you don't have to force. Like, because I literally... Ooh, Regan, you stink. Okay, y'all, I gotta go. But I literally was about to say, look, I don't unsign the contract. I don't want to do this. And he made accommodations for me. I did not have to force it. I did not have to sign my life away. That interest rate was enough, and that was a lesson of learning certain things about my credit and prioritizing my finances. It prompted me to do that the following year, which is how I got into my new car. So it's just things that happen where there are lessons. Don't feel like you're being attacked or God don't see you or whatever. Like, sometimes things happen because it's not your time right now, or sometimes things happen because there's still things you need to learn, or whatever it may be. But yeah, I hope this like makes sense. Bye, y'all.